Welcome to the Swain mini guide. Let's get right into it. Swain is, in my opinion, one of the best AP supports in the game. Now the question is, when should you play Swain? You should play Swain if you don't have much AP in your team, you want to carry bot lane or the game, you want easy vision and map control, you just need a good team fighter. When should you not play Swain support? If you already have a lot of AP in your team, or you're not confident in your own abilities. Now, let's go over the runes. The runes I run nearly all the time are Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Tenacity, and Last Stand in the Precision tree, and Conditioning and Revitalize in the Resolve tree with Adaptive Force ×2 and 1 Armor rune. You can also run Electrocute, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Ultimate Hunter in the Domination tree with Conditioning and Revitalize in the Resolve tree, and again, twice Adaptive Force and 1-time Armor. Now let's go over the items. You always want to get Sorcerer's Shoes and Frostfang. Generally, I rush Liandry's, and if we really get ahead, I'll get Demonic Embrace second, Rylai's third, and Zhonya's last. If you're not ahead early, you can get a Zhonya's second instead. Ability breakdown and what to do. You want to level E first. It's good for invading and early lane trading. E gives you a ton of pressure. As long as you have it up, they always have to watch out for it. You can also use E to escape from fights. Just don't or delay the second part. When you're in lane and you get poked or all-in and you're low, you can use E to heal. Get W after. You can use it to spot the jungler or combo with E. Getting vision on camps is a huge advantage, as you can guess better where the enemy jungler is. W gives you stacks on your passive as well. Try to hit it as much as possible and you might get free assists. W is also a great to control your enemy's movement. People really don't want to get hit by it, so if you put it behind them, they will try their best to evade it. When you get level 3 and Q, establish lane dominance. You can do this by sitting in a bush or straight up walking up to the enemy. Q is also a great tool to push out waves when your enemies recall. Help your AD carry push when it's needed. You can also check bushes with Q since the cost is very low and the cooldown is as well. At level 6, you want to look for all-ins after landing an E. Depending on health and positioning, you can just stick on them with your ult and win the trade easily. An early stopwatch is great for 2v3s. If you're getting pressured a lot by the jungler, it's good to pick it up on an early back. As soon as your team starts grouping, this is where you shine. Swain is such an amazing team fighter, you can abuse this. When you're doing fights, you want to use your Zhonyas as late as you can, so you can heal while you're in stasis. If you don't have wards on objectives and need quick vision on Baron or Dragon, you can also use W. What do you do in laning phase? In the laning phase, you want to put pressure on the enemy. Use bushes and your mere presence to apply this pressure. You can also W to have pressure in other lanes because of the range. What do you do in team fights? You should always aim to be in the middle of the fight so you can maximize your ult damage. Try to hit their biggest threat, and when you go low, hit Zhonya's, then heal back up. You have to make sure that you stay on at least a 1 champion so your ult keeps going. The rest of the time, you can just stick with your AD carry or mid laner and defend them just in case something happens. And now that you've seen this, go get your free LP with Swain. If you want to see these strategies in effect, make sure to click this video so you can start climbing.